is the deal, Raider Nation? What is the deal, man? We back for another pre-game show, right? Raiders versus Colts. And usually we got our guy CT, but today we doing a very, very special episode. Today is another special episode of the Turf and Rundown Pregame Show, right? We doing that. And we got our guy Afakasi here with us, joining us here today, man. So it's a very special episode, man. You get another part of the Raider City, man. So we here. We out in effect, man. We got our boy Leo. He out in the XOXO Lounge doing his thing, man. So we out in full effect. How y'all feeling today, fellas?
TRS is getting it. That's how I'm feeling. We doing it up.
TRS, baby.
Doing it up. Doing it up.
I don't know if you heard that. I don't know if my mic caught that. Like I had some fireworks going off next door. It's just past midnight over here.
And I'm still with Pops. Y'all know what time
we in the future, 2024. So yeah.
Salute.
Yes, sir.
Hey, Papa Rundown. What's going on?
Man, hey, so how y'all feeling, man, about today's game? I'm gonna start with you, Afakasi. How you feeling, bro?
I'm pumped, man. I'm pretty excited. I mean, the game's on at 2 a.m. It's 1 a.m. now, so I'm 50 minutes away from game time. So yeah, let's get it popping. Is it Raider football yet? I want to go. Let's go.
Right. Exactly.
And I want everybody to see this man's dedication. You feel what I'm saying? He said it's about to be 2 in the morning over there watching this Raider football, man. So that should show you what type of YouTube channels we got, and at the same time, what type of fan base this is, man. We all over the place. You know what I mean? But Turf, how you feeling, man?
I'm excited. I'm a little happy and sad, all in the same, because I actually bought a little prop today. I don't know if y'all know. I think that the Colts Stadium might actually be my favorite place to go. Yeah, last year, right? This is what they gave out for free. Nice scarves, right? They gave out a nice little pamphlet. They treat the fans well on both sides of the fence, man. I just can't stress enough how important that is, in my opinion, because we all know about the dumpster fire. So, yeah, I'm excited for our squad. I think we're going to do well, man, and I'm ready to go.
Yeah,
favorite place to go.
It's one of my favorite visitors teams to go to, because what I like to say is it reminds me like Fortnite, right? You just get dropped off at the stadium and you don't need any kind of transportation to go anywhere. Whatever your vice is, you'll find it within a walking distance from that stadium, and I love it.
So, I was gonna say it can't compare with the Coliseum experience. Surely not. Surely not.
Gerald says he's at Lucas right now as you speak.
Hey,
fire, bro.
Up.
Representing full effect, man. Representing full effect.
Absolutely.
Salute,
JB in the building.
Salute.
And Anthony Provincia.
Hey, okay. Rocking the Seawood this morning. 17-10 Raiders. I love it.
I love it too.
I got a Devontae jersey for Christmas, and I ain't rocked it during the game because I'm superstitious. All right, I rock the same jacket all the time because good things happen when I rock the jacket. All right, so
I got my Kuntz jersey and Jack Jones one on the way.
There you go.
Okay.
I want that Jack Jones jersey.
I had to cop it. Jack Jones is number 18. That's my favorite number. I got a number 18 jersey hanging up here. Which is custom made as a gift for me with my name on the back, but that number 18 hits different, and to have a guy finally wear it who's worthy of that number, fantastic. I had to cop that shit.
Exactly.
You think he's gonna change his number? I think he might change it next year.
Please don't.
I know. Why?
That your own.
Exactly. Start what you started, and you don't want to. He don't want to buy all that inventory. He don't want to buy all that.
I wouldn't be mad.
Forgive me for not having as much knowledge when it comes to the history, but has anyone really made that their own number 18?
The only person I remember wearing 18 was Louis Murphy. That's the only person I remember wearing.
I remember Andre Holmes wore it, but
my dad said Chad Shillings.
Okay.
Mistaken, maybe Chad Shillings.
Chad, but I don't even remember no
Chad Shillings. I don't. Glass Shillings.
Did Randy wear 18?
He was all right.
But Randy don't count though, right? Randy don't count.
I agree. He don't count, but he didn't wear it for us either. So no, I think it's a number that that needs somebody to fill it, and I think we found the guy.
Make that number your own. Legendary.
Randy costs
We going to the Super Bowl.
30
I love it, Jay.
Good job.
Hey, I do want to talk about the main story that's going in, and salute to your job, man. Salute right
Let's
back.
get it.
But I do want to talk about the main story going into it. No Josh Jacobs.
Yeah.
Y'all know what's up, man. No Josh Jacobs going into the day. I didn't even really look at the inactive list for real. I mean, if somebody want to pull it up or say something.
Yeah, I got you. I got you.
But I just know Josh Jacobs is out. So, third straight game, right? I mean, how y'all feel about that? Turf, how you feeling?
Man, I mean, we discussed it, man. I think it all boils down to the holdout. These are the things that happen. You know what I mean? When you don't come into the season fully prepared, when you're trying to prepare for the season the first week, it doesn't make any sense. You're not going to have a good season. I've never seen it yet. I'm waiting for that person that held out, right? Didn't play, game one or what have you, and then they came out and had a good season. He knew he wasn't going to have a good season. He had to have known this. And again, that's why I say it has to be, it's just the money. It's the money and, the dare to be great kind of thing. Sure, it's in the back of his mind. It has to be. He's a competitor, but I don't think it's important, if you will. I think that money is more important to him. And hey, who am I or any of us to say that shouldn't be the most important thing? Because in reality, it probably should be, right? But
yeah, I mean, we all, if you're a Raider fan, you pretty much know about this man's personal life already. So we ain't got to go into no details.
I don't want to. Exactly. Nobody's trying to do all that. Exactly.
Yeah, we
I
already
got something to say about that, like after you guys finish as well.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, but we already know the situation he in. But as far as him being out the third straight game, it's looking rough, right? And somebody in our group chat brought up the thing. It was Solo, I think. Brought up the thing like might be a business move that he's not trying to do too much, because you don't know if he's gonna make the playoffs or not. Now I don't know. We don't know. Now, the groin back actually beat something that's bad. But I will say from a body standpoint, though, what Turf is saying has some type of factor, bro. Some people can say it don't, but it don't. But it does. Coming into week one as running back, you feel what I'm saying? Like, it's not like the toll that position takes on your body. You know what I mean? Like, and to not have the rhythm of training camp already, to not have the rhythm of certain things already, like, it can affect you. It can.
Yep.
Hey,
fellas,
I'll let you go first.
I heard a little bit earlier this week, Vinny Bonsignore reported that after the Chiefs game, it was kind of a weird dynamic in the locker room with Josh Jacobs. He said it was a little strange in there for some reason. I don't know what he meant by that, but
me and Turf know why. But I mean, and he know why too. But go ahead, AR. Go. We'll talk about that after.
I don't think like it's a business decision. I mean, it'd be a bad business decision to be sitting out when the other guy is, making the most of the opportunities and only driving your value downwards. So I highly doubt, and Josh Jacobs is a competitor. So I just don't see it being a business decision, him sitting out, you know what I mean? But just going back to like the start of the season, I, for one, do not blame him for trying to maximize his worth. I mean, I for one, think it's not just about the money. It's more the longevity. I mean, all he got was 1 year, you know what I'm saying? And for a running back, you've only got so much, to your point, Turf, like, you've only got so much of a shelf life in the league. And like, you want to be able to make as much money when you can, while you can. I mean, he came up the second greatest rushing season of any Raiders running back. So that's as good as a value as he's ever going to have. He's never going to have better value than that. So do I blame him for trying to maximize his worth? Absolutely not. Like, I mean, it's like I said, these players, like, they've only got one chance to make as much money as they can. Yes. So am I going to knock him for that? No. But here we are. Look, I'm thinking about the now. Like, it's disappointing that he's not healthy yet. I mean, I'm sure deep down, like, he wants to play. Like, I will not believe that it's a business decision for him sitting out. Right. But, we're just going to have to roll with Zamir White. I mean, he came off like his breakout game, so to say, last week against the Chiefs, and he showed that he can actually play. Showed guys like myself, like, who was among the loudest in the room when it comes to being critical of Zamir. I asked him to just show me something by year's end, and he's done that. Am I again, am I ready to ride into the sunset with him? Not quite yet, but he showed that he can play. So it's going to be another big opportunity for him to be the feature back. And then we got the other guys, Amir Abdullah and Brandon Bolden in support, who's been doing a decent enough job when they get their carries. I mean, Brandon Bolden's another guy who gets criticized, like from myself included, and he's done okay. So whether we can maximize that, we'll have to wait and see in the next 40 minutes. But I'm going to be looking at like the rest of the offense, like how is our quarterback play going to be, and if our wide receivers can be a bit more productive than they were last week. So we'll see.
Yep. No, I agree with you, man. I think you hit everything spot on. We cannot be upset with this man for feeding his family. Period. Point blank. It's just
right.
Us as real football fans, right? See, I know you're a Raider, right? And you don't watch any of the others, but that's fine. You're still a football fan first, in my opinion.
Once upon a time, I used to, like, but around that 2010 to 2013 period, I used to watch a lot more football, not just Raider football, but now it's just like, look, Raider football is
squad. Yeah.
Don't care.
And all I'm saying is, as a football fan first, those are the things we like to see, man. We love seeing these records being broken. We love and hate it. We love and hate seeing people, strive for greatness. And when you have a person of his caliber, see, that's the piece that's missing, in my opinion. You're talking like the 1%ers of the NFL. There are only about 1% of these players that actually have a shot at being that type of a great.
And in my opinion,
yeah, go ahead.
And whatever Trevor's saying is true. I mean, I was out for a little bit of the conversation. I don't know if you guys touched on it a little bit, but what my pops was talking about, like the dynamic in the locker room, whatever the case, I don't know. Maybe Turf know already, but I think that right there, if it's true, that's Jacobs finally realizing that his ass is replaceable. And don't take my tone like I want him to be replaced, because I don't. But the matter is, if your quote unquote backup gets in that mug and starts running for 100 or 150 yards,
getting the boogie.
What do you start thinking, Turf, as a starting running back?
You get jealous. You get mad. You like, yo, hold up. This dude is. This is why we never came out the game. That's why you always had a every down running back. And I think it was Marshall Faulk that touched on that. Right. This is where Marshall Faulk touched on this. And he had the best take of all that I've heard as to why the running backs are going through this. I believe we did it to ourselves. Real talk. I don't know any other way to explain that. We did it to ourselves. We allowed ourselves to start doing this. We know what that means in the game. That means I need a breather. I need to come out. So guess what? Now I was running back by a committee, and they realized, we can actually make this work, and the talent is there to do it. It's no longer that.
Teams start realizing you can get a dude in the later rounds, bro. He can damn near. He may not be as special, but if he can do the same damn thing for cheaper the cost, the team is gonna do it 100%. Now I don't want to get this into a whole because we still got a game plan. Right?
Correct.
We still got a game plan, but it ties into the game, because if you want to run for another 100 and 150 yards, we talking about.
Which he will be doing. He will be doing that today.
It's just, and I believe so. I believe he's gonna get busy today. And if Zamir get busy like I think he will, just know it's gonna spell trouble going forward for number 8. But it is what it is, So, I mean, I don't know if Coach Miller gonna be playing, but we talked about it earlier, Turf. Like, why disrupt the chemistry of the offensive line right now? They playing elite. You know what I mean? They playing good football. So why disrupt that chemistry?
It wouldn't make sense to me. It wouldn't make sense to me at all. But I mean, yeah, I think Jacobs is seeing everything just slip through his fingers, because the other reality is, I'm telling y'all, man, I'm telling you, nobody's paying him $12, $13 million a year. It's just not going to happen. He's already at the peak. Afakasi said it. He's not having another year like that. He's never going to. I've even said that before. He's never going to have another year like his breakout year. It's just not going to happen.
I said like I said that last year was his best chance at maximizing his value because he's only going to get older. Even if he does have another year close to, if not like what he did in 2022, he's getting older. He's got more wear and tear. 100%. So the value 100%. Isn't. That's another thing that you got to take into consideration. But
100%.
Like, I for one won't believe that Josh Jacobs is anything but a good teammate and a good team player. Right. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
and he's been a good Raider. I don't believe, like, for me, I'm not going to criticize the guy. I mean, you know, his services have been very fruitful. Whether we move on from him or whether we manage to keep him on our roster next year is next year's problem. Time will tell, but I'm going to focus on the now. Okay, I'm looking at Zamir. Can he replicate what he did last week or somewhat of what he did?
Yeah,
you know, I guess that's waiting to see. I'm more interested in, like, can the rest of the cast like step their game up? You know what I mean? Like, I want better from especially our quarterback play. I mean, what was it? We didn't even make a completion after the first quarter. Was that
we got to talk about that as well because somebody.
Yeah. Sorry to digress, but that's, you know, like, that's where what I'm looking at this game. I want that to be better.
So real quick, fellas, before we get into this question right here, I do want to touch on what you got on screen, and that is the Colts inactive. Kenny Moore not playing is huge.
That's a problem. That's a problem.
Huge for them. Zach Moss not playing either. They don't have that 1-2 punch that they had earlier in the season. That's big too. The guard, I don't know if Jack Anderson is a starter for them or not. But a guard being out is, you know, you always like old lineman depth, however you get it. So that's a problem.
What about Jonathan Taylor? Anthony Estrada asked that.
Yeah, he was. I was hoping that I would.
Play.
Yeah, he's playing. Yeah, he's not on the list.
It ain't like, you know.
Yeah, they still got playoff hopes, man. They win in their end. They win in their end, so they playing. They playing.
I mean, that's the dude I'm looking for. Michael Pittman was a guy that I was seeing if he was going to be inactive because he's very, very active. I mean, he's worked his way up to a top 10 receiver status to me, bro. I mean, like, every week.
That kid is a monster. That kid is a monster. His father was a monster. Do y'all remember Michael Pittman from San Diego? Oh, my God.
You remember Michael Pittman?
He has to remember him. He has to remember him.
Yeah.
Senior. The senior. Running back. He was a running back.
Really?
Yes. Pittman was a dope running back. Yeah, he's got San Diego ties. Like, you know me, I got San Diego ties from JUCO. So I got a lot of my brothers from back in Dago. So he's part of that clique. So him, Darnay, what's the other? Darnay Scott. I don't know if y'all remember him, the big Bengals wide receiver. He was close to being getting close to the Hall of Fame until he stepped. But yeah, that's all San Diego. But yeah, that's you know,
him being active is huge for them. You know, and it's a problem for us because your boy gonna average. I'm telling you, your boy gonna get like 13 targets or something like that today. Like that's usually his range, bro. So like, and he's big. The problem I always say this with our corners. Our corners are not big. We don't have big corners. So maybe Jack Jones can eliminate some of that problem today. Let's see.
Right.
You know, we'll see. Yeah, Kenny Moore is huge.
Yeah, that's a problem. Huge. That's a problem.
Huge.
That's a problem.
I like Kenny Moore too. I really do like
him.
So him being out, But I do want to touch on something that Gerald said earlier, right? And it's a conversation that we're gonna have to have because we're in this playoff push, you know, and if everybody trying to make playoffs, we're not talking about it. Right. If AOC struggling today, are you gonna put in Jimmy? What's the deal?
Man. You got to go first on this, Alpha Kasi. I'm giving you the floor.
Yes. If he struggles at halftime and we're losing, give Garoppolo a shot. Like, it's like I said, like, you know, it piques my interest to see, like, just how he would perform under Antonio Pierce, because it seems like everybody just seems to be performing and producing better since AP's been in the door. So I don't want, but like, if that was to happen and we're struggling again on offensively, then let's see what he can do. You know what I mean? Like,
No,
I don't want to. I don't want to repeat of last week, and I guess against the Minnesota game where we scored 0 points.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like,
I'm all for putting.
what have we got to lose?
Personally,
I mean, surely it can be better, right? Like,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Me personally, I'm like, you can't want the playoff push and not want to do anything to get there. It just don't correlate. You know what I'm saying? So you can't be complaining about Jimmy's money, and if he gets hurt, if you want a playoff push, because them two things ain't gonna correlate, bro. Because if your boy's struggling and you really want to make the playoffs, it's a legitimate question. And I'm with you, AR. I'm not gonna cap. I like, and earlier in the season, I was like, don't put this man back in at any part. But if he's, like you said, if we struggling, it's halftime and the game is still like in reach, but your boy is struggling and all we need is a couple yards, move ball, and get some points. With the veteran in, man, he been in these spots. Like, hey,
you're right. You're right.
Just another point. Sorry, before you shoot. Go
ahead.
Like,
please.
I mean, yeah, I don't watch too much football outside of Raider football, but I've watched a little bit, and I don't recall Jimmy Garoppolo ever struggling or ever playing as bad as what he did
in the playoffs
when he was starting for us.
Never
despite all the weapons that we had, like, I mean, and again, like, maybe it is him. Maybe he just ain't it, and isn't even a fraction of the player. I'm not saying he was ever great, but you know what I mean? Like, we had some form of belief is why we brought him in the door, right? So it's like I said, it just piques my interest. It's like, right, we all saw how much better everybody else has performed since Antonio Pierce has been in the door. Jimmy Garoppolo hasn't had that chance. So, do I want it to happen? No, but it piques my curiosity.
Now, this may be like, this ain't got nothing to do with the field, but just me personally, like, this is how I just look at people. The way he's been as a teammate for Aiden O'Connell after, his benching and all that, I wouldn't mind him getting back in just off of that either. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's handled it very well. He's been very supportive. He's been, all in the team, helping the team out and stuff. So it's like, he's still, that's how you can tell he's still locked in. You know what I mean? He's still trying to do. So I wouldn't mind.
This is very controversial, man. And Turf got to get on his soapbox every once in a while. This is one of them because you know what? Jimmy is very similar to JJ. He came in the camp with a hurt foot. The man never ever had a solid ground. If you really think about it, it makes sense. It's no coinkydink that this man couldn't throw the ball past 30 yards with a broken foot.
Good point.
I mean, we knew he wasn't going to be up to par for the start of the season. In fact, we didn't even know if he was going to even be able to play, but we expected him to be able to throw the ball with a broken foot. Like, that's just, it doesn't make any sense. The fact that we even got him with that broken foot didn't make any sense. But this is the problem. This is the problem we have because guess what? He might be all right now. And the problem is going to be, you bring that boy into the game because your rookie's not playing well. Now what message are you sending to your rookie? Because I can guarantee you that rookie is definitely going to not feel too good about himself.
That's a fact.
And now you're stripping the confidence, you're stripping everything. And now it's like, hey, what are you sending this message for next year? I mean, is he going to be your backup? Is he going to be somebody that's going to compete for a starting spot? Or are you just throwing him to the wolves, man? Because the reality is, if you really want this man to be who he's going to be, he's got to play through it.
But I see this. This is my rebuttal before you go, AR, because I know you got a rebuttal to that as well. My rebuttal to that is this. If we are all within the range, I don't know where AR is, but I kind of know your mindset already, Turf. We already within the mindset of saying he ain't it next year. He's not. Correct. You know what I mean?
Hell no.
I agree.
There are better options.
Unless he gets his opportunities and he takes us all the way to the Super Bowl. He's
exactly. If he wins a playoff game, he's our quarterback. If he has a
turnaround of epic proportions, if he gets said chance, then that's the only way it's gonna happen. So anyway.
But see, for me, it's like, okay, so then we're all in agreement. He ain't it.
Yes,
so
I agree.
What does it matter? What does it matter?
Well, what it matters is the other aspect. It's
who cares if you throw him in because your boy ain't gonna be it next year? So
we care because then now we don't have any money for quarterback, and now what are we gonna do if he gets hurt?
That's true. Yes, if he gets hurt, now that is the risk. Because Josh says it right here. It's a risk. Want to make playoffs, are risk paying Jimmy full
Full
contract.
contract defender. Exactly. And that's where it's.
That's what I was saying. Like at the beginning too. Like in the Vikings game, everything you were saying, Turk, I felt in the Vikings game. But now that we hear, it's like
right.
Man,
No, I agree.
You gotta come in, kid.
So what's the other option, Brian Hoyer?
Yeah,
No,
you feel
that's
me? Like
that's not an option.
So it's either we live and die or sink and swim with the Rook, or we just gonna be like, all right, let's try to see what Jimmy got and take that risk. But if you take that risk, that's Antonio Pierce saying, I'm trying to get this job for sure, because we all know the report that came out with Adam Schefter talking about it ain't no slam dunk.
No, of course not.
Not only that, but you owe it to the veterans. If Aiden is struggling, you owe it to the veterans to put Jimmy there to see if you can win that game.
Excellent point. Proper rundown. That's a great point, because these guys are still playing for something, and God damn it, you got to give them a chance. That is a fabulous point. Fabulous point.
To the vets.
Couldn't we have just kept Chase Garbers instead of friggin' Brian Hoyer?
Exactly. Well, who we about to be playing next Sunday? We should have kept who we about to be playing.
We know what Brian
Sunday.
Hoyer is, and he proved to be what he is. He's trash. You know what I mean? At least, like, with Garbers, we got someone who's another young cat who's like an unknown mystery. It's like, what can he do? You know what I mean? Like, it'd be exciting at the very least. I don't know, man.
Jacoby Brissett would have been straight. I would have been. I'm not gonna lie. If we had Jacoby Brissett instead of Brian Hoyer, I'd be confident right now. I'm not gonna lie.
If we had Joe Flacco right now, we might be 10-4, bro. That's it. Flacco is out there slinging that thing like he is 20 years old. I don't know if y'all been watching or had a chance to see any of this guy, but Joe
Flacco's real deal.
He ain't playing right now.
I guess it goes back to like Jim, Josh McDaniels was the head coach, and it was him and his regime in charge of bringing in free agents. And like maybe that's also to the point of like, he was just, we all know how much of an unlikable guy he was. And I guess players might have known that then and just not wanted to come here.
Absolutely.
So we had to settle for the Patriot cast off.
Yeah, he had to get what he could get.
You know what I'm saying?
Surely
there was much better options to bring in the door than Brian freaking Hoyer.
No, for real. And I gotta push back on this, Mr. Raider Nation. You my guy, but I gotta push back, man. It does matter, because we saw last week in spots. If the boy was playing better, we would have blown their ass out by 4 last week. Guaranteed, we would have blown their ass out if we would have had that. You know what I mean? Today he can't do what he did last week. It's not gonna fly. It's not going to fly, bro. But he has to play better, and he has to play better. Now, we do have to say some of the veterans got to help him out. Hunter Renfrow can't drop that pass. Devontae Adams can't drop that pass. You know what I mean? Like, there's a bunch of factors too, but the boy got to be accurate too. There's a couple times he got balls behind.
I think the other point would be sorry right now.
No, go ahead.
I think the other thing would be like Antonio Pierce is still. He hasn't got the job solidified, officially yet. So he's in like, I'm still having to prove it. So it's win at all costs. So if by halftime or whatever, like we're losing and we're not producing at the quarterback position, I don't think he's going to give a fuck about the money. He's just going to say, you know what, we need to win. And if Jimmy G if he's going to possibly give us a better chance to produce because we're getting nothing out of our young guy, like, then I think Antonio Pierce is just going to say, fuck it.
Yeah, like, who cares about the money if you're trying to win
the money?
You know what I mean?
I want to win.
To your exact point, AR. But I do want to talk about this before, because it's whittling down. But
I'm going to just take one more quick point about that. Go ahead. We got to remember that AP is a player. He used to be a veteran. He knows how those guys feel out there playing without a shot. And if you can give him some of that life, you know what I'm saying, by putting in somebody, like you said, he's going to do it. He's not going to sit back on that. So that's an important key component to this. Like you said, nobody cares about the money when all you care about is that dub.
Yeah, exactly.
Antonio Pierce, and we all want to win, especially Antonio Pierce.
Nobody cares about
still on the line. You know what I mean? Exactly. He doesn't care about the money. He wants to win.
We don't care about the feelings. We don't care about the way it looks. No, we want to win. That is the Raider way. It's just win, baby.
Just win, baby.
That's all that matters. But look, I will say this, okay? Because AR said this, and we got to talk about it a little bit. I do want to give just a little bit of light to it. Adam Schefter yesterday reported that Antonio Pierce and the job is not a slam dunk. even after the Kansas City win, it's not a slam dunk.
Correct.
He still believes that. Now, he said something about Mark Davis believes that a star head coach is needed in Las Vegas and stuff like that. But reading it, I'm not going to lie, because you know how they do with us. They don't, like ESPN and all them, they don't really cover us like that.
No, they don't like us.
For real, they don't. So, like, you know, sometimes when they report, it's stuff they've already heard and stuff they know about the dude, but maybe it's not inside information. But it does scare me, though, because I said it last week. I'm like, bro, the longer he takes, the more I get scared. Bro, the longer he takes, the more I get scared that he ain't going to do the right thing, bro, and hire AP. But there are 2 games left. If you're going to be a proper assessor, I would say you wait the 2 games. That's just me. If you go in the name of assessment.
See, and that's the part I don't think we're still like. I wish somebody actually knew for a fact, because I don't know for a fact, but I'm pretty positive you cannot just hire a coach during the midseason based on the Rooney Rule.
I don't think
you have to interview multiple people. So I mean, they have it out there that they send a contract to Harbaugh, right? So
Harbaugh,
interview. And then they obviously interview AP and possibly even interviewed PG, Patrick Graham, right? So they've gotten the interviews, but I don't know the proper etiquette on the rules of that particular policy.
Saying they have to follow the proper procedures, protocol, and channels before they can make an official decision. Like if it wasn't for said protocols, then maybe he would have been offered the job already. You know what I mean?
Right.
I mean, he might have already sealed it up, but like because of said rules or whatnot, like that there's protocols in place where, you know, if there's an interim head coach or whatever it may be, like you have to go through the process of like doing your due diligence, like interviewing so many coaches, even though you in your mind is already made. It's like, he's my guy. I'm just gonna follow procedure, interview this guy, that guy, and then I'm going to make it. It's no
different than corporate America. I can tell y'all this right now. I am in management, and I'm telling y'all right now, we interview people knowing good and well that they're not getting the job. Why? Because the person that is already working with us is up for the promotion, and they're going to get it. But guess what we have to do? We still have to go through those.
That's it's still a business. You know, football is football, but it's a business at the end of the day. So we got to remember that, man. Like
100%.
You know, that's where it gets hazy.
With that said, like I think we're all in agreement, right?
Yeah.
AP is the guy,
today, right? Would you take how much do you take today in effect though? Because let's just say this, right? Last week, great win, and we already was like, all right, hire him. But today, you know, today can still be up in the air, bro. Like we don't know what's gonna happen today. We hoping that it's not no letdown, but it's like he still got to produce today, regardless of it. You feel what I'm saying? He still got to do something. So how much do y'all take today into y'all assessment?
I like Chris's comment there. Protect the shield. He was saying once Woodson spoke out, I feel comfortable AB is getting the job. Mark Valley is Illuminati. Once Tim Brown, Bo Jackson, and Woodson spoke, I knew it was over for JMD. I think AP already has it.
Yep,
that's a good point.
I think it's all smoke and mirror speculation, right? Just, you know, media talk and hype. I agree, Chris.
Yeah, we're going to get into our keys to victory towards the last 10, 15 minutes of it, man. We just getting everybody comments, talking, you know, shooting shit. But definitely, I agree. The speaking out of, first of all, you know the player is going to say something. You know, if he values the players' opinions like everybody says he does, they've already spoken. You know what I mean? And I told my pop, if he listens to the players about getting McDaniels up out of there, he got to listen to the players now on hiring AP if that's the case.
Right.
You know, right. Definitely the alumni speaking
out. You got to roll with it.
That's what's going to get you.
Yeah, that alumni speaking out. I mean, yeah, Chris talked about this in length. The fact that Bo Jackson said something, Chris said it. I'm telling you, man, that speaks. Bo Jackson ain't never said nothing about nothing.
No,
about true. Right? That man ain't never said nothing about nothing. And that man came off the couch talking about, yeah, all right, it's time. Like that.
It's time to fire him. All right.
It was no question.
I saw that.
They can see it. Like he just embodies that Raider, what you want in terms of like the right personality, the right guy who embodies the Raider way. You know what I mean? Like Antonio Pierce is that guy for me. And to those players, yeah, he is a Raider, a genuine Raider, not a bullshit con artist that comes in the door, you know what I mean, who's just saying this, that, and the third just to, you know, kiss a lot of us, you know what I mean? Like,
right.
He's a genuine Raider. with the right mentality, and I believe he's the right guy to take us beyond.
I'm going to keep telling this story every second I get. David Carr himself said it. As a rookie playing with the Giants, somebody got hurt. He came in. They were playing against the Raiders. He scored a touchdown, spiked the ball, and as he was running to the sideline, AP walked up on him and said, "Hey, don't you disrespect that team." He's like, "Aren't you on the Giants, dude? Hey, don't disrespect that team." I'm telling you, that man has always been a Raider from day one. So what, he got his ring in blue and all that. But I can assure you, give this man a shot in the right pieces, he's going to have way more rings than he had in that blue suit. So I'm just like,
because I'm just going to say this, AR, you may know this, but this is talking about specifically for the black coaches, right? Yes. Black coaches typically do not have the opportunity this man is going to have to select a quarterback. Like, if you really look at black head coaches in the NFL, when they get these jobs, they usually don't have no quarterback. You know what I mean? They usually don't. You know what I mean? Like, when you look at Todd Bowles, and you know what I mean? Like, you kind of...
Well, hang on, just on that, sorry. Was it Mike Singletary who drafted Colin Kaepernick?
Did he?
I don't know.
That's a good question.
I'm just,
Colin went to the Niners, right?
I know Colin Kaepernick's best years was under Jim Harbaugh, but was he? I'm going to quickly Google that now. Since you're talking about African American coaches cannot bring their own into the fold, and that's the first thing that came to mind.
Usually what happens is, as that coach, this is why the head coach is always trying to gain power before they get through the door. They always want to have some kind of ownership over something. And this is why, because they realize as the head coach, it's not your job to pick the people that you are basically peers with. It's the GM's job. That's the GM's job. It's technically not the head coach's job to hire staff, if you will. So, I mean, clearly they have to be on the same page, right? And they have to, be capable of working with each other. But the bottom line is, more than, especially a rookie coach like this, he's going to have no power or no say at much of anything.
No, but at the end of the day, look at the team. You know what I mean? Look at the team. This team, and he has it, but him and Champ are in agreement. We have an opportunity to pick a quarterback that can lead this franchise and actually get us right. Like, all we need is that, for real, and a couple other pieces. You know what I mean? So we talk about this like this is a prime opportunity for minority guys. You feel what I'm saying? Like, that's why I'm saying I don't understand why we would have to follow the Rooney Rule if we already doing it. We basically already doing GM.
No, I agree. I agree.
Coach, like,
you're absolutely right.
Don't make no sense.
You're absolutely right. But that's why I said, I don't know if you remember, but that's why I said you're going to start seeing the white coaches having a problem. Like, hey, that's why you can't do it, because guess what? If you hire in mid-season, if I'm a white coach, you didn't interview me. Did you interview any other white guys? Hey, I'm just keeping it 100. It's fair. It's fair game. That's what it is. We're in that situation. And that's where it's going to start to turn. The tables are going to turn as guys start to do well, right? And that's the thing. The other part is we can't miss. See, AP gets this shot, he better get the right people. He can't miss, because if he does, you already know. That's why you can't have a black head coach, this, that, and the third. It's just
Singletary was his last year as head coach was 2010. Colin Kaepernick was drafted 2011, so it wasn't him. But I guess to me, like when we're talking about color, being that I'm half Caucasian and I'm half Samoan, that's where my name Afro comes from, right?
Yeah.
I don't care what color you are. You could be a freaking alien. You know what I mean? Are you the best guy for the job? Are you the best player to play? It's going to give us a better chance to win. That's all I give a shit about.
Like, are you the best guy for the job? So far, yes. You know what I mean? Everybody that wants to hire all the Jim Harbaughs and all, it's credentials, sure. But he gonna have to come in here and ingratiate himself and do the whole thing all over again anyway. You know what I mean? Like, we already got a guy that's in here that's a Raider. So far, he's winning. And today is the day he can really grab hold of it and be like, all right, bro, this is my job. Like, last week was perfect. And if he would have hired him after last week, sure. But consistency is key. In anything, regardless of whatever we are, consistency is key. He has to be consistent and get this dub today to really solidify, I think.
I agree. I mean, he's got to win today. He's got to win. There's no question he's got to win.
Right.
I mean, this job ain't guaranteed. It's just not. I mean, we want it to be. We expect it to be. We think it should be. Yeah.
It goes to our point. Like, he's going to do whatever it takes to win.
I agree.
It takes.
There you go. And that leads us straight exactly into the keys to victory, right?
Here we go.
How do we think we're going to get the dub today against the Colts? Me personally, I'm saying the turnover battle is huge, right? Like, we have to get turnovers on defense today. We have to.
Correct.
And regarding Minshew, he'll give you one. So
Correct.
It's all about putting that pressure. And Aiden, for as bad as he's played, the one thing I always will hang my hat on so far is that he has not turned the ball over.
Yes.
That's the number
He's
one.
only had one bad game.
I mean? That's all.
Yes.
As long as you don't turn the ball over, you can have 30 yards. You know what I'm saying? But if we win, you got your 60, whatever, but 0 turnovers is a stat that really stood out. So, I mean, how y'all feel about, just the keys? What you think needs to happen today?
Right. I think exactly what you just said. Whoever has the more turnovers is the team that's coming away with the loss. Bottom line, that's really what it's going to boil down to. I think we will be able to minimize that by running the ball because they don't have a good defensive line. They have a defensive tackle that's already out, and they didn't have a good defensive line when he wasn't. So
correct.
I think we really got a shot at really showing off Zeus and making sure that JJ knows, hey, you better go find somebody else that's going to pay you because we not. I'm just, and I mean, again, I get it. He needed his money, but at the same time, as a fan of this team, we need people that are willing to work with what's necessary in order to get over the hump. We're still building, and we can't afford to pay you the best salary of a running back in the NFL right now, and you're not worth it. See, that's the other big thing about it. If you would have been doing this before that season that you had and then had that season, absolutely give the man his money, right? But that's not what happened. And now you've put yourself in this situation where I don't think you can get out of it, man.
Who's going to be featured?
Who's
going to be featured? I can smell that today. I mean, AR, what do you want to see? You know what I mean? What do you want to see today? What are you looking for?
Did you ask me, or are you still?
Yeah.
You.
Okay. It's like I said earlier. Like, I want more production out of that offensively, not just from the running game. I mean, yes, if the running game can get going and be as productive as they have been last couple of weeks, then great. But I do want to see a little bit more, especially from, like I said, O'Connell and our receivers as well. I want to see more production there. Hopefully get some points from that facet of the game. Defensively, just to keep doing what they're doing. Exactly. I want to see ferocious, tenacious, punch them in the mouth, like aggression, across the board. You know what I mean? I love what I saw last week, and I want to see more of that moving forward. And the other thing that I liked is that, like, they've been playing hard, aggressive, passionate Raider football, and yet we're the least penalized team in the league. Like, that has never happened in my time as a fan. It's always we've been dead last.
Right.
Like one of my first years as a fan, we broke the record for how many penalties we got in the season. I think it was 2011, right? And that was number one with a bullet. You know what I'm saying? We usually like all the way on the other side. You know what I mean? To be on that side of the ledger. I was listening to a podcast earlier today, and they were complaining about like how the refs this season has been atrocious. But I had to think about it. Well, hang on a second. We're the least penalized team in the league. That's never happened for at least a while. So, to me personally,
I think this is 100% the testament to AP.
It is.
This is a coach's deal. When you have the most penalized team, that means you are not coaching well. Period. I don't care how you look at it. And the fact that he's literally turned the shit from one spectrum to the other overnight, literally overnight. Again,
because I think about it, even when McDaniels was here, we were like thinking about it.
Yeah, I was just thinking that like, if my memory doesn't serves me correctly, like we were still getting penalized a reasonable amount, like of yards when McDaniels was at the helm, and now that Antonio Pierce has got them playing so aggressively yet not getting penalized, playing
not
hard but
thinking.
fair football.
They not
You know
thinking.
what I mean?
You hit it right on the head, Rundown. They're no longer thinking. They was out there thinking all season.
Too much, bro. They was thinking too much early in the season.
Exactly. Now they just playing ball. See, and that is the huge difference, man. How many times have I said Tyree looks terrible because he's out there thinking? I said that specifically. And now he ain't out there thinking. He's just out there playing.
I want my boy to eat today, bro.
It's a huge difference.
Every game he's been getting better and
better.
Bro,
You know what you got me thinking, sir?
You said what?
Mm-hmm. Sorry, no, you finished.
No, go ahead, Apocassi. You got that thought. I want to hear it.
You saying that about like how Tyree Wilson's not thinking. You know the Enter the Dragon. You know when Bruce Lee is giving the speech, he's like, "Don't think, feel."
Yeah, exactly.
That's where we at.
And that's where we at with it. They removed all the bullshit and allowed these guys to play ball, man.
There you go.
Jack Jones said it. He said, "Man, I wasn't having fun. You know, it just wasn't. It wasn't a good deal. It's not real football to them when they out there constantly trying to think on some overcomplicated, over-exaggerated scheme because Mr. Genius thinks he's got the best deal.
Offensive guru.
Remove all that nonsense, man. Let them boys play, bro.
Off the field, it's a business. But on the field, people tend to forget that it's still a game, bro.
It's a game.
And whenever you can see a team not thinking, those are the teams that play fast and aggressive.
Yes.
And they're not worried about no mistakes because they feel like on the next one,
Don't think, feel.
Exactly.
You hit it on that?
Like a finger pointing to the direction of the moon.
Exactly. I don't know. I don't think you start.
Who?
I don't think you start.
Who's starting?
I think the game's starting
soon.
soon.
But they have been playing so good. Why disrupt it?
Yeah, in 3 minutes.
They are playing so well, man. I mean, yeah, we about to get out of here in 3 minutes. The game is about to start. So, yes, I mean, we just gave our final keys to victory, man. I'm excited, bro. How y'all feeling? I'm ready to get
I'm all the way excited, bro. I'm pumped.
I want a turnover. I want a defensive touchdown. I want another one, bro. I want another one.
I think we get one easy. I think this is our breakout game, to be honest. I think it's our breakout game. I think this is the game where we just mollywop somebody again, and then we go into this final game of the season, regardless of the circumstances, sending Denver home with a big L, a big fat L, and the chips fall where they may, man. And then we just get prepared for the next year if that's the case.
Eyes on the prize, 1 week at a time. Let's stay focused on this week.
Yep. I say we smash them.
I mean, today I want this defense to get right, get active, man, and be aggressive, man. If the defense is aggressive, we gonna see some good things today. I guarantee.
For sure. Let's kick some ass and take some fucking names, right?
Exactly.
Sorry, can we cuss on the show?
Raider Nation.
Yes, my bad.
Let's get this W.
Sorry.
Let's get this dub, Raider Nation. Once again, we got to be physical today, baby. It's all about being physical.
Yes.
Punch him in the mouth, dog.
Yes, sir.
All day.
Discipline, aggression. Punch him in the friggin' mouth.
We will be back at halftime, ladies and gentlemen. You already know what time it is. We're going to be back at halftime to give y'all that halftime report. But until then, man, y'all go ahead, roll up some, drink up some. Y'all go ahead,
smoke your smoke. Talk your talk. Let's go.
Y'all after.
Red.